Welcome back to La Rouge Yanks, where we talk everything Canada soccer and U.S. soccer. Tonight we're going to be doing a recap of the second game of the first window for the CONCACAF World Cup qualifier for 2022 Qatar. We're in this one between Canada and the USA, rather USA and Canada since it's at home for the USA. And this one, the USA failed to win at home as they do tie Canada 1-1, so they do get a point. Both teams share the points, but for Canada, and I'll talk about this later. I'll talk about what this means for Canada and the USA and further. But right now, let's talk about the starting lineups for both teams. Starting with Team USA, we got Matt Turner in net, Serginho Dest, Tyler Adams, Anthony Robinson, John Brooks, Christian Pulisic, Brendan Aronson, Miles Robinson, Sebastian Lletget, Jordan Pefok, and Kellen Acosta. Pretty strong lineup there for the USA. And then let's go to La Rouge. And then for La Rouge, we have Dylan Boyan in net, Alistair Johnson, Samuel Adekubi, Stefano Stacchio, Junior Hoylett, Mark Anthony Kay, Donnell Henry, Kyle Larin, Alphonso Davies, Richie Larea, and Scott Kennedy. And then now we go to the storyline of the game, where in this one, this one is it had a pretty interesting storyline to it because at first Canada came out with 5 in the back. So it looked like Canada was going to sit and just defend this one, just earn a point that way. But later on, the game playing chances for them. But let's start with it without further ado. 11th minute, Kyle Larin for Canada actually gets the first chance for Canada. He's on sides, and he's one-on-one with Matt Turner, but he scuffed this one right to Matt Turner. This could have been an early chance for Canada to really get on the score sheet early and really take a statement 1-0 victory or 1-0 lead early on for the La Rouge. 14th minute, Canada, my bad. Canada tries to streak back again with a direct ball to Davies as he tries to cut it off to Kyle Larin, but he shoots it. It's another save for Matt Turner, massive save for Matt Turner. And then from there, unbelievably, an event happens here where the fire alarm goes off in my apartment thanks to somebody burned popcorn. So I ended up missing like a whole 30 minutes of the game. So I didn't come back until like the 40th minute. And it turns out I didn't miss much, as the USA in the 40th minute has a chance in the box. Pulisic has a strike, but it's off the post. A chance for the USA, probably right there according to the announcers, which is why I'm good I didn't miss anything during that whole fire alarm fiasco. But apparently that was the best chance for the USA. And by the way, how you burn popcorn, I don't know. 42nd minute, by the way, Serginho Dest actually goes out injured, so the United States has another injury concern here to worry about, as it was before this game. Gio Reyna has a hamstring problem, and Weston McKennie, by the way, was suspended due to, I think, not following team protocol. And they're already missing injuries such as Jordan Morris. He's out for the year. Zardes out for, I think, until further notice. The list goes on, but the USA, got injuries. Yes, they got depth, which is why another reason why I'm going to talk about this. Is no reason, no excuse to not lose, but you have this result. Halftime, there's no score at the half. USA does have chances, but Canada continues to hold strong with their physicality and their defense. And then the 50th minute, Junior Hoylett sends a ball in across net for Canada, but there's no one home to tap it in. And then in the 55th minute, we have our first goal of the game as the USA has an outstanding build-up as Brendan Aronson creates a chance off of a turnover. He gives it to Jordan Pefok. Pefok gives it to Aronson. He sends it to Aronson. Aronson's home to tap it in. It's 1-0 USA. Brendan Aronson, the player who's there to make that whole play happen, also makes a play with the goal. So he's also there to start it and also there to finish it. The Yanks go up 1-0. And now we got Scott Kennedy for Canada coming off the field with an injury after the goal. And he's replaced by Kamal Miller. So now Canada has an injury concern. We already got injury concerns right now for both teams heading into their third and final game of this window. 60th minute, Pulisic whips a ball in from the corner flag to Pefok, but it's cleared wide again. Another save by the Canadian defense holding strong. 62nd minute, Alphonso Davies brings a breakaway down the sideline and crosses it to a wide open Kyle Larin, and he's there to tap it home. Scores. La Rouge tie it up 1-1. And we are all square. And this is huge. This is a momentum swinger for Canada, as now they begin to really feel themselves and feel more confident that they can take all 3 points now instead of just trying to settle for one. But either way, it would have been good. Just the story of the game for Canada was don't lose. 67th minute, another Davies-David connection leads to a pass to Mark-Anthony Kaye. He shoots it, but it sails wide. Canada really starting to mount chances here. 76th minute, Davies is now injured, and I mean he comes off and he looks okay. He seems to be fine, but as you said with Canada, don't want to take chances with this, especially with that third game. If you're going to need him for El Salvador, because El Salvador are at home, even though it's going to be a tough match, as every game in this World Cup qualifier is tough. And points are not easy to come by, so you're going to need every player you can get, including Alphonso Davies. And so he goes out, even if he's fine or not, no need to risk him playing out the final 15 minutes, as that wouldn't be a smart move. And good thing Canada pulls him. Save him from start, let him rest for El Salvador now. 79th minute, here comes Tajon Buchanan for Canada as he tries to shoot from a tight angle but misses wide. Once again, Canada are still feeling themselves. 80th minute, now USA tries to respond as Tyler Adams makes a need contact actually in the box. It's not a response, but rather attempt to draw a penalty from Canada as Tajon Buchanan, but there's no penalty as he goes down too easily. 86th minute, Pulisic lines up a free kick and he hits it over the bar just narrowly. Now we're in the stoppage time. Christian Pulisic sends the last a ball in for the USA as a last-ditch effort to Miles Robinson, but he just overhits it. Game over. And Canada comes away with a huge point that feels like a win away from home, while the USA collapses. And this was a must-win home game for them. I'll talk more later, but if you talk about winners and losers of this game, even though it was a tie, Canada will win, USA would lose. Now let's go to the stats as it was pretty competitive, Well, USA has 11 shots while Canada has 6. Both teams have 2 shots on target, Canada being more clinical, while the USA had a lot more shots, but only 2 of those on target. USA dominated on possession 72% to 28%. 586 passes completed to Canada's 231. 86% pass accuracy, 70% pass accuracy. 10 fouls to 12. 3 yellow cards to 2. No red cards. Canada with 1 offside, USA to none. And 5 corners for USA to 2. Storyline of this game basically is, this is a turning point either way for both teams. This is a turning point because it's like, how do you respond? If USA, right? Actually, I'll start with Canada. Canada, you come home. You come into the USA after failing to win at home against Honduras. You also tie this one 1-1, and so you come into the USA a hostile environment, and this is going to be a tough, grueling game. Canada comes in despite I think they had some injury concerns too. 6 lineup changes, but they get it done. They get the result, a result that they, at the minimum, that they wanted, which was a tie, 1 point. Wow. The USA, they had it and then just gave it right back to Canada. And therefore, USA gets another tie. So both teams do get ties, but if you look at the story, they're both, I'll say, Canada had a rough start by not winning at home, but then come back and make up for it by tying away on the road. While the USA feels like they should have won at El Salvador and they should have won today, this one is up in the air. Some people say this should have been a 6-pointer or a 7-pointer. While most people knew that this was going to be a 5-pointer window for them if they can still beat Honduras in Honduras, which it's not easy at all. So, yeah, in terms of there's a turning point, how is Canada going to respond, taking this momentum? They're going to take this back to BMO Field here in Toronto. They're going to take it against El Salvador and really just give it all they got. And then they're going to squander it with a loss at home, which would be devastating, as they would only come away with this window with 2 points if they do. And same for the USA. How are they going to respond? You get a decent result at El Salvador. Some say it's a win, some say it's a failure. And then you get an absolutely dreadful result here at home against Nashville against Canada. A must-win game. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't. How do you bounce back? Now you got to go to somebody else's house. Honduras, and winning at someone's house here in CONCACAF is never easy. Honduras has always given the USA trouble, given every team trouble anytime they go play there in that stadium. But as I said, if you're a Canada fan, you should be extremely happy with this, as After as I said already, it's a disappointing result opening against Honduras at home. You bounced back against the USA at their place, and this is all you needed was a tie. No matter how ugly it was or how nice it was, you just needed a tie, and you got that. Rather the USA fan, if you're a USA fan, you should be frustrated, upset, angry, and maybe nervous. Maybe not so much nervous, although, but you should have some concern, as this was a must-win. No matter what, no matter who you were playing, you have to win your home games if you want to have a chance of going to the World Cup. And in this case, the USA didn't win their home game. They tied, even though we're still early. Yes, we're still early, just 2 games in. But coming in, everybody was saying that this was a must-win, 100% do-or-die game. Nothing else was acceptable but a win. You needed 3 points. And now you find yourself having to go steal 3 points, must win now at Honduras. I mean, this is an extremely must win. Today was just a must win. Today is an extreme. Tomorrow, the 8th, whatever game you have against Honduras is an extremely must win. If you get another tie there, you're talking about a 3-point window. You need to go back to the drawing board and really figure out what's going on. But for Canada, this is good. Hold your heads up. This is good. This is great for La Rouge. This is all they needed. I say La Rouge is still on track to do fine in this window, while the USA needs to go back and really evaluate some stuff. They can't win at home. You had fans behind you, 43,000, all backing you, all cheering you on, and you couldn't win in front of them. While Canada comes into that, despite they had more fans in the U.S. than they did at BMO. BMO, when I was at that game, they had 15,000, and that was the capacity due to COVID. Canada, they played in front of a bigger crowd and got a bigger result. USA even played against a smaller crowd in El Salvador, 30,000, and they got a tie. And now they play against a bigger crowd, which their own crowd, and they couldn't get the win. So, no excuse on that part. And same with as I said all channel long, the common thing on my channel, no excuses. You find a way to get it done. With Canada, they found a way to get it done despite despite their opening and the way they started. They're still looking okay. While if you look at the U.S., I don't know what to say. You have injuries. Yes, you didn't have Reyna and McKinney play, and but you didn't get the result, which doesn't matter. If this team has depth, the same depth everybody's talking about, then there is no reason why you should not be able to get 3 points at home against Canada. I know, credit to Canada, they're really good, or pretty good at the moment, but I don't care who you're playing. Mexico, you win, you defend your house. Your house is your fortress. You're supposed to defend that. Rather, if you let someone else come in and take your points, that's a win. That's a win for them and a loss for you. And that's exactly what happened today. You dropped 2 more points this time at home. Dropping 2 points at El Salvador. Yes, okay. Some could say that was an overreaction. Others can say that was still not good. But today was definitely, come on, no more sugarcoating. This was bad. Come on. I'm pretty sure most U.S. fans can agree that this is bad. Bad result. Everybody was looking for a win. If you say that they had the tie here, they would be fine with the tie, then, I don't know if you're seeing the big picture, guys. Remember, the formula for these World Cup qualifying games are you win at home, you defend your fortress, and then you go steal points or just tie on the road at somebody else's house. If you tie at your home and tie on the way, then yes, you're not. But now you're at the mercy of other countries to hope things can shake out the way they still can do. But if you just want to be certain to try and at least have your chances at a maximum to go to a World Cup, you win at home and you at least tie. If not, try and win and steal points away at somebody else's house. But as I said, no excuses. Canada found a way. They didn't complain about anything, despite the talent for the USA. They didn't complain. They got a point, got what they needed. And now they're heading back to BMO Field to play El Salvador. And now you look at the U.S. Now they have to go to Honduras, a very hostile environment. Arguably, I'd say more hostile than El Salvador, as historically the USA has never been able to win in Honduras. It's been a while since they have. But, as I said, that's basically it for this one. Announcement that I will be at the Canada versus El Salvador game, as that one is also a full sold out capacity crowd. So this will be fun. I'll be in the supporters section behind the goal too. So this is going to be really my first time in the supporters section as well. Second time going to the game, a Canada game, but hopefully this crowd will be more motivation for Canada to really push through and fight through and really find a good win at home. Now Canada has to win at home. You must get 3 points if you want to at least finish with a 5-point window. I say if they can do that, then overall you can call this window a pretty. Despite this relaxed start against Honduras at home, you can call it a success because you needed to tie against United States. Yes, Honduras didn't quite go your way, but if you can bounce back and win at El Salvador, then I'll say everything is almost perfect or almost okay. Whereas for the USA, as I said, you have to win at Honduras if you still want to be alive in this octagon. But I'll be at the game, so hopefully this will be a really, really fun game to go to. Everybody at mass capacity as what they sold out. Hopefully everybody's cheering on Canada as loud as they can. I certainly will be. And by the way, that means that the USA video, the USA when they play Honduras, that'll probably be a little delayed, and I'll probably miss some parts of that game as I'll be coming back here from that game. So it'll be just like the El Salvador US game where I only probably talk about the second half chances rather than the first half chances. So we'll see how that goes, but fair warning that that game will be probably cut off a little bit as I'll be at the stadium for the Canada versus El Salvador game. So, that pretty much does it. As I said, main theme for this one, turning point. How do both teams respond? Canada's got momentum now going back home, while the USA really has to go back to the drawing board and really try and reconfigure some things. So we'll see how that happens. But right now, that is it. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, share, subscribe, tell all your friends about it, and also tell all your friends that Canada has stolen a point away on the road against the USA, while the USA has dropped 2 points at home and failed to beat Canada.